Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to always try just one more time. Thomas A. Edison. My friends, that's what made Edison great. He refused to give up. After he discovered the filament that made the light bulb work, he was interviewed by a journalist who said, what if on that 2000th time, the 2000th time he had tried, whatever it was hundreds and hundreds of different filaments he had tried. The journalist said, what if you hadn't found it on that one? He said, I'd still be in the lab. He wouldn't give up. So I encourage you, don't give up. You can do this. And what is more important for your financial future than knowing how to read a stock chart, how to invest? We talk all the time about the value of technical trading. Now, of course, fundamental analysis as opposed to technical analysis is also extremely important. But like I tell everyone, even when you've identified a company that you wish to invest in, you don't want to buy at the wrong time. That's where the technical analysis can really come in, no matter where you stand, buying at the right time. It's like knowing when to buy that car. Do you want to pay top dollar for a vehicle right before the next vehicle year comes out, only to realize that if you'd have waited 2 or 3 days or a week or a month, you could have gotten it for thousands less? So keep that in mind. That's what technical analysis allows you to do, is to determine when to buy and when to sell. Let's jump into these charts. It is a day where everything is up. Not a whole lot except for gold, but let's talk about where we are. We look at the S&P 500, we see higher highs. Beautiful. We had sort of a time where things were sliding sideways, but as we have seen this week, we have shortened trading week, but we have seen price continue to climb. Now, the volume is okay. We can see on the 2-day chart, as we compare the weekly chart, we can see where volume on the average continues to reduce, and where we have now, again, we're a day short this week and volume is short. We did hit a higher high. We can see how our average volume has been decent on the half-day chart for many days now. And on the 2-day chart for the last 4 days, this latest candle is finished drawing. And of course, we finished the week nicely on this 2-day candle with a higher high, and on the weekly candle with a higher high. And you can see even on the half day, as things bumped up in the morning, looks like they pulled back a little bit in the afternoon, but overall up 0.25% for the day. A nice week. We are still long the S&P. I could say about the same thing with the NASDAQ. Reached a much higher high. You can see here. Again, beautiful to see both these charts, stocks going up. It is wonderful. We have just had a beautiful climb. Of course, the faster and the higher things climb, at some point they do stop and they can pull back radically, particularly when we have low volume. Although last week the volume did tick up to average. So this week, not so. Shortened trading week, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We are still long on stocks and they've treated us well. Now, let's talk about where we are with 20-year U.S. government bonds. We ended the week with a clean break in that prior downtrend, a nice green candle. Things started heading up back on Wednesday, the 20th of May, pushed through the weekly trend line on Tuesday, the 26th, and again just continued to move up. About flat for the day after a bump up in the morning, 0.02%. But we have gone from bearish down movement in bonds to a bullish up movement. How many of you jumped in at the end of the week? Are you waiting for something else? Are you not feeling comfortable? Again, we had acceleration in the down move with that volume, capitulation, and then a rollover. Yes, I would have preferred to have a green spinning top here with higher volume, but remember, we did have a shortened trading week. 2-day volume's been decent. So again, we are looking long on bonds. What about gold? Well, as we look at the 2-day chart, you can see where we've been sliding sideways, but check out the half day. We have come down. We put in this potential floor here, support level, and we're just not pushing past it. In fact, we're bouncing off of it. We started yesterday afternoon, popped up, as we can see, on Friday, and up 1.05%. Maybe gold is getting legs. Let's see how this next week moves along. We're sitting right there below the weekly trend line. See if we can push through it as the new week starts. And lastly, we'll take a look at Bitcoin. This is HODL, the Van Eck Bitcoin Trust. And as we've seen Bitcoin, after moving up for 6 weeks, last week, that was Monday the 18th, starting then, got a red down candle. This week, lower low. We can see where things are moving down on the 2-day and the half-day. We've been, on the half-day, we've been about the same spot here for 2 days now, up 0.10%, so pretty much flat for the day. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin, see how this next week starts. But right now we're looking bearish on Bitcoin. So bullish on the S&P, bullish on the NASDAQ, bullish on TLT, potentially, remember we haven't called anything on gold in a while, potentially bullish on gold. We'll look at how the next week starts and continues, and bearish on Bitcoin. That is where we are, my friends. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Please do check out our X account. That is Charting Wealth on X, formerly known as Twitter. I've been putting some good stuff in there under articles. So if you want some updates on some good training and some good articles, I'll be sharing those over, of course, on the website. And we'll be linking to them in the show notes. If you're not getting our daily email, please be sure to sign up at chartingwealth.com for free. That list is never spammed, never shared. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.